Hello everybody and welcome to this playthrough for Expert Division qualifying round for the City Park 9-hole cup. Video sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. And before we start, make sure that you do hit that thumbs up button. Also subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications. You can get the ultimate tournament guide for Expert or Pro or Master Division by going to patreon.com/golfclashtommy. Also, if you are focused on tour play and want to improve your tour play, build your bank, get some coins, whatever, just progress, then you get our exclusive tour text guide, which are new from the 1st of June, so check them out. Please. Info box on the right hand side. Club distance adjustment, elevation adjustment, also what ball and club type I suggest you to play with. You will see some drops here actually. City Park are tough, but I'm very happy with the shots that we will have here for you. So check them out and I hope it's going to help. Let's go to hole number 1. Hole number 1, we start with a par 3. That's not often that we do that, so it's going to be interesting. 3.5 bar topspin, 3 bars of side spin to the right. I'm looking for the red ring by the edge of the rough with the ball guideline going just slightly through the hole. But it's very important that it is through the hole. If you have the ball guideline above the pin or below the pin, you're going to miss. So it would be wise to actually do a double check to just zoom in by the pin to just see that you are correctly positioned. Maximum distance with a 10% over adjustment is what we're using here for the Grizzly. And then we're going to try to hit. Perfect. You can play with a B52 here as well, but Grizzly is my main go-to long iron when I do play Expert. Bounce into the rough, roll down. Unfortunately, we're just gonna miss above the pin. So I do think that I was a little bit off place there, but the one thing that you also could have in mind here is that using a small 12-01 wouldn't be bad because that would prevent you from going long. So try to favor 12-01 and remove all the type of accidental 1159. So good chance on hole number 1, but this is a tough hole with this wind. Hole number 2, we do play a no movement when it comes to every apoc that you do have. I'm using 4.5 bar topspin, 3 bars of side spin to the left, so I'm using a Kingmaker. Maximum distance with a 10% over adjustment, and you can see here that I went 1.5 ring into overpower. But when we do play with a driver that do not have that do have 240 yards of power, which is Apocalypse 5 plus, then we shall not use any overpower even though we adjust into overpower. If you do play with Apocalypse level 4, we do recommend to go with 1 ring more than what you adjust into, just to push that ball a little bit further up due to the fact that we are having less power on our club on the Apocalypse level 4. Second shot is not going to be easy. We do want to start in close to max distance. I back up a little bit, but I'm trying to find that groove that you can see them moving. I was moving a little bit left and right. And I was, looking at the tip of my ball guideline to see if we were into that, funnel or groove or whatever you would like to call it. Adjustment here, maximum distance plus 10 is what I'm using. And then obviously in the end, try to hit perfect. Or I'm not using max plus 10, it's gonna have to be added there. I basically play max plus 5, but in the end, I do want to have a little bit more, because if we would be having a little bit more, we would most likely be getting this one to drop for a nice eagle. This is, again, no money shot or no money hole, but again, it's a good chance from that range. Make sure you adjust properly, hit perfect, and you can hit great left and great right and still have a birdie, but hit perfect for a good chance for an eagle. Hole number 3, super boring hole in my opinion with this win, but that will make the eagle to be considered a drop, and that's what we're gonna get. Here I play with a rock, max top spin, 1 bar left spin, having the ball guide just center down the fairway. If you don't have the rock level 7 or better, then I would recommend to go with just a regular extra mile Thor's hammer or an Apocalypse instead. A tiny bit of overpower as we did adjust just into overpower. Maximum distance plus 10 is the club distance and the elevation. just to transport the ball down the fairway. And once we have done that, we will be playing with the wood club that gives us the most power possible. In my bag, that is the Cataclysm level 7. Doesn't matter what, if it's Cataclysm 1 or Big Dog 6. Just that you do have a lot of power here is going to be very useful. 3 top spin, max left spin, and we're going to adjust medium distance plus 10. Use the overpower that you do adjust into. So if you adjust 1.5 ring into overpower, use 1.5 ring of overpower as well. Great ball, doesn't really matter. The only thing I'm looking for is to get just before the bunker. That's perfect. And now we're gonna change a little bit. So we're gonna go and change the elevation and club distance is what I'm trying to say. So we're gonna change the second row there to min, and we're not gonna play plus 10. We're gonna play that one minus 20 is what we're gonna use. So we're gonna play min minus 20 for the third shot, because now we're going to try to catch the funnel. And this you can do with either a B52 or a Grizzly. It doesn't have to be a B52-8 that I have. So, but the thing that I want to show you is that using a long iron with a good ball guideline, and also in that case with a good accuracy, will help loads here. So now we're trying to catch the funnel. You're gonna have to mix around with the spin depending on where you are at on the fairway with after your second shot. So it's gonna be somewhere between 2 and 3 bars of topspin and just a little bit of left spin. You can see I can move left and right, and I will still have the ball guideline in the hole. And the beauty with the funnel, once again, or with a funnel, doesn't matter if it's on this hole or any other hole, is that we do have a little margin of error. I do adjust minimum distance with a 20% under adjustment and trying to hit perfect, which we do. Bounce into the rough, gets that roll up the green, and we love when the camera angle goes like that, and then I know it's gonna drop. And we're getting it in for an eagle on hole number 3, which with this win should be considered a drop. Hole number 4, and we're gonna do a ball swap here, and we're gonna start with a power 5 ball in complete minimum distance with the yellow ring by the rough line. Once that is done, we shall add 0.2 backspin, 1.5 bar side spin to the left. I'm going to change to a Wind 4 Power 3 ball, a side spin 2, which could be a Superstar ball as well. Doesn't have to be a Centurion, it could be a Kingslayer ball as well. There is plenty of balls in Golf Clash that do have the stats that we need for this shot. But I want to reduce the wind and want to play with a wind that is somewhere between 6.5 and 7.5 miles per hour. Just to make sure that we are in the same wind range and not gonna have any trouble with this shot. Perfectly into the rough, rolls up, taking that funnel up towards the pin for a beautiful hole-in-one on a tough par 3 with this wind, in my opinion. So again, start with whatever power 5 ball you may have to find complete minimum distance of your club. 1.5 side spin left, 0.2 bars of backspin, and then change to whatever, like recommended a power 3's Wind 4, but it could be other Wind 4 balls, doesn't have to be a power 3 ball. And then we adjust mid plus 10. I forgot to say that. That is 1-to-1. So whatever the wind says, then that is the amount of rings that you're going to adjust. So 7 miles per hour would equal 7 rings. Good chance for a drop. Hole number 5, every single opponent that I played against, except for the opponent here, actually tried to go for green with super bad wrestles. And I'm, not the guy that goes for the green if it's not a course that I do feel comfortable that I will get close to green or on the green. Now we do have a lot of water. I'm not going to risk that, not with this short iron that we can have instead. 1 right spin, 3 top spin. I would, however, though recommend to go with 2 bars of right spin. You will notice why once you see the end result here. Max plus 10, hit perfect, and then we're gonna bounce nicely on the fairway over to the other fairway. If you do play with Apocalypse level 4, push up 6 yards after your adjustment, because you will have 6 yards less power. But again, we went very close to the rough line there. We need to add a little bit more side spin to compensate for that, so we not go into the rough with a perfect. Now, very close to minimum distance of my club. I would say that I do play 25% slider for this shot, trying to catch the funnel that is on the right side, or like, you're gonna notice where it is. And, you know, we're gonna try to catch that funnel. Look here, you see that funnel? If I'm moving a little bit left or right, it's still going to be into the hole, which means that you will have a couple of decimals room for error here. So if you slightly over adjust or slightly under adjust, you will most likely drop this shot anyway. 10% elevation, 25% slider, and then we gonna hit perfect. I'm not using any spin here. I would recommend to not use any side spin. I would recommend to go with backspin if needed though, but no side spin to keep the clean type of adjustment here for this one. So, getting it in for a nice eagle on hole number 5, which is a very makeable one in my opinion. Super boring wind on hole number 6, and the only thing that we are going to look for here is to just get a safe eagle. I'm using 6 bars of topspin to make sure that even with lower level apocalypse you can follow this shot, but also for those of you playing with other drivers such as Thor's hammer and the extra mile. Adjustment shall be max plus 10. Power 4 ball settings, because I'm playing with a power 4 ball. Right side of the ball, just outside the adjustment ring to the right, and then try to hit perfect. And now we're gonna get this ball down the fairway, and obviously if you have more topspin, it's not wrong to use a little bit more to get a little bit further down if you do want to have a shot for the albatross. But to play this one in a very safe way, that's what we're gonna do. 1.8 bars of backspin, 1 left spin. Here I unfortunately are using max plus 10 in terms of adjustment. I would want us to play with max no elevation, but please don't forget about the curl. We were like miles off of the pins. I forget about the curl, but you do need to use like approximately left side of the ball outside the adjustment ring to the left to get that ball to be close to pin. But again, we're looking to get an eagle here, nothing else. Hole number 7, and we do get Send It Wind. Lovely! So I'm gonna use a berserker ball here, a stretch out to absolute very max, looking at the left side of the yellow ring to be just by the edge of the second rough row, or like rough line. Once I found that, I will adjust max plus 10, push up to max, and I'm using 6 topspin, 2 bars of right spin. 1.5 ball of curl to the right. Try to hit perfect. A great ball, it's gonna be, you know, you're still gonna hit fairway with a great ball, but the risk is obviously that you do get stuck into the rough somewhere. But also many cases otherwise you are not gonna get stuck into the rough, because that rock there is not really acting as rough, so you're basically gonna just roll over that no matter what. 482, that's a good yardage, and we like that. We are very close to green. There we do have the Endbringer for the second shot. Use the wedge that you feel comfortable with. I would recommend to watch Jared Alexander's video of the EB school, the Endbringer school, to go with that one. Not saying that I adjusted EB school wise here. I adjusted this one 30% slider, 25% elevation, power 5 ball settings. But with wedges like this, when we do have a straight wind, I often go just purely by feel when I do adjust here. But check out that video from Jared, that's absolutely brilliant if you want to improve your wedge play. Adjust is done. I went for a spot where I felt it wasn't a glitchy ball guideline. Adjusted topspin from there to get the ball guideline to the hole. Perfect ball, and it's gonna be in. Nice. Nice, nice, simple eagle on hole number 7, and I do believe that at least in the qualifying round with this win, this is an absolute must drop. Okay, so what you can't see on this video is that I actually start with a power 5 ball with Grizzly as a long iron to find complete minimum distance with a power 5 ball. Once that is done, I change to a Kingmaker because I'm looking to have complete minimum distance with the bottom left of the red ring just by the rough line. Again, start with a power 5 ball. The replay is messy. I don't know why it becomes like that in the game, but there is a ball swap included there. Straight pull. Minimum distance with a 10% over adjustment, power 3 ball settings, right side of the ball, halfway into the wall to the right in curl. The reason we use that curl is because we need to push the ball a little bit to the right, otherwise we will miss to the left. Comes down, finding that groove, beautiful hole-in-one. I consider this shot to be an absolute money shot, as it has been dropping loads when I did my testing. So for hole number 9, we are going to start here with the white ring to the left by the rough line to the left at plus 10 yard mark with Apocalypse level 7. Apocalypse level 8 needs to have a slight little gap from the left side of the white ring to the rough line. When it comes to Apocalypse 5 and 6, I would recommend to go 1/3 of the white ring inside the rough. And all again, it should be at the same starting position in terms of plus yardage. Those of you playing with Apocalypse level 4 need to push up 6 yards. So in that way, you need to start at the plus 16 yard mark. A maximum distance plus 10 is what we are adjusting. We're playing with a power 4 ball. 1 right spin, 4.5 bar top spin. Those of you, again, that do want to play with a power 3 ball, you can do so. The only thing that you need to have in mind, though, is that you're probably going to have to go with a pretty heavy overpower on your drive. Second shot is with the sniper, and here you are going to have to add backspin so the ball guideline go through the hole. If you don't do that, then you will fall short because we play in almost a direct headwind. Here, I unfortunately do play with a 1201. I can see that now, which obviously is the reason why we miss on the left side of the pin based on, looking from the shot overview. You can see that I added overpower as well, and the reason I did that was because I fall down into the bunker. So instead of having to push up after I made my adjustment, I'm adding a little bit of overpower to make sure that I'm not going to fall short. I played maximum distance plus 10 there also, and once again the overpower is necessary. Also, don't use any 1201 like I did, because that's just stupid and that will make you miss like I did. Thank you so much everybody for watching this playthrough for the qualifying round of the City Park and 9-hole cup expert video sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. Make sure to get the ultimate tournament guides for expert division or any of our exclusive tour text guide packages. Patreon.com/GolfClashTommy is your place. And once again, thank you so much for watching and good luck in your Golf Clash game.